Hello, this video is a bit overdue, like a bit overdue, yep. And the reason why is I was lazy, I also felt demotivated, but all of a sudden the video blew up. Whoever watched it, thank you very much. And yeah, the video was supposed to be fully dedicated towards Jane, just because I love Jane so much, just because we have such a unique and rather love-hate type of history, and it was specifically her that helped me achieve what I achieved, which is something that you will see in this video. So yeah, buckle up, get some tea, get some food, and enjoy. First and foremost, of course, start off with the skill. Then we have to proc Windswept on all three of the smaller enemies. In this rotation, they have actually more HP. Afterwards, I swapped to Jane, buffered the basic attacks, and obviously using Remielle. She will use the weaker default here to save time. It will deal less damage, but it's fine, because I anyways would have to spend some time on Jane in order to get into the special board. Proccing Assault, proccing Windswept and Vortex. And now my goal is to get a third proc for Remielle as soon as possible. I get lucky with the pattern, immediately swapping. Ulting as well. That's the only time when you are able to use ult. And now he already is over the threshold where he goes into that spin attack, so I have to use absolutely everything in my kit. But I also had to use that DX skill, I couldn't swap out of it, because I need the buff for the damage. Using all of my ults, of course. Now here was a bit sketchy, but that chain attack was just in time to proc Assault and Vortex in order to deal just enough damage to reach 50k. And boom! It took me, I think, around like 15 minutes of non-stop restarting, but we got it. Starting off with the skill, into a full BA chain of Jane. The final one we can buffer, then using skill on Velina and putting Tornado up. Now this laser is very nice because it allows me to immediately get into Jane's form and also build up enough to proc 2 vortexes, swapping to Remy. Now buffering EX, putting up another Tornado, and refreshing Windswept. Immediately ulting. Now, if I were to be a bit faster, I would have been able to use Remy before this special attack, but oh well. I'm also swapping here to Velina in order to pay with Jane twice for decibels. Holding basic attack to not proc Chain, swapping to Velina, doing a chain attack on Jane twice. Just build up some physical anomaly, and I'm fully using Remielle's kit. Buffering skill on Remy, because she can go into state during stun by herself. Proccing Vortex. Maintaining Jane's state with BA hold, and then ulting immediately, just to stagger him and build up some stun. Buffering skill. Another proc, immediately ulting. In hindsight, I also should have probably kept Remielle before he was about to do that special attack with charge, but I used everything right before it, which is not a problem. I have Jane's Vortex to proc. Using a double EX here, just in order to build up a bit more stun. The second EX builds up more days. Proccing 1 extra Vortex for Remy. As you've noticed, I'm utilizing Remy's damage as much as possible. She'll have ulti for the stun. This parry was unintended. Working one vortex, placing tornado. Ulting during the stun window. Getting the third stack for Remy. And using the entire Remy's kit throughout the entire stun window. And since I didn't have enough energy, I used simple skill hold, doing the animation cancel on Velina. Maintaining my stacks. Got a very nice pattern. Working the final vortex. Now here's a bit of a problem. I swapped to Velina, did her EX skill, and then followed up with the basic attack, thinking I would generate enough energy for the second EX skill, but this guy decided to stagger me. Luckily I generated just enough energy from all of these dodge counters to EX, and that was enough. Deadly Assault also cleared. Gap closing with Remielle, using skill, doing the full BA chain, and buffering the final finisher. Same preset like with Girtablullu 2.0. Now going back to Jane, entering phase, using EX skill, proccing vortex. Got very lucky with the pattern, so I'm using dodge counters to stack up my signature passive to the max. Another vortex. Swapping to Remy. Immediately going to Jane and using her skill. Spending all of my energy on Velina before this parry chain. I'm not using my ultimate immediately, so I can proc Assault first. Not finishing that Assault build-up. Swapping to Velina and using her Tornado. Now I'm finishing Vortex. Unfortunately, it went out of stun, which dealt less damage. But I'm swapping to Remielle and doing her entire rotation first. Canceling here. I could theoretically use Jane's chain here first, but decided not to. Buffering Jane's EX and proccing chain attack. That's another Vortex proc. Massive 10 million damage. Replacing Tornado. Proccing another Vortex. Using the ultimate here for this build-up. Double EX as well for this build-up. And another Remielle's rotation. As you can see, I'm trying really hard to stagger him as much as possible so he doesn't do anything. Working another Vortex, another ultimate. Going for that extra Vortex. The Wind Swept is allowing me to get the final third stack for Remielle, doing another Remielle rotation. She will have ultimate for the next stun. Replacing Tornado, trying to proc Vortex and build up enough stun so he doesn't go into phase. He did go into phase, but I procced my Vortex during his shield, so I guess I got lucky. Now here I messed up a bit. I thought I had enough energy, but I didn't. So a bit of a time loss. Just going for the chain attack into BA hold. Immediate swap after converting his shield. buffering her skill into Jane's ultimate. Barely had enough time to fit in that extra vortex during the stun window, doing the animation cancel on Velina. Now here he's supposed to do his other special attack with the parry, but for some reason he decided to just continue attacking me. So I'm just using it for building up extra 3 stacks on Remielle. Here I got the unlucky parry, swapping to Remielle. And there you go, 30,000. Decided to do a little bit of flex, because Remielle do be kind of a baddie. And voila! Every single game mode, max points. Well, adversity will not count. 30k honestly is good enough. Thank you very much for watching the video. If you liked this special format, I don't know how to even call it. I'm genuinely not even sure if I should continue going to this voiced type of video editing. But if you did like it, then let me know in the comments. And you can also just like the video if you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe, because I have decided to commit more into this whole editing and content creating thing. So expect more videos. Once again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you some other time. Bye bye. Bye.